Hey, good morning everyone. Riley Foster, Foster's Custom Steel. Happy Friday the 13th. It's about 6 o'clock, a little after 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna do a little video on this simple, what I call a simple tool. When you need to bend a lot of rebar and just pulling on a bar, you want these to be close for various reasons. And what I'm looking for is to take this 3/8 piece of rebar. This is just a scrap piece. You're looking at 3/8 inch. I don't even know what number they call this, but anyway, I built this probably over a decade ago, and it really has proven to be a great tool. This thing is 3/8. It doesn't bend a 1/2 inch very good, but what I'm looking for is a right angle bend, and I'll show you here. I'm gonna do a couple of pieces, and I'm gonna tell you, just like that right there, that's simple. Just pull down a little bit of shoulder muscle. It's amazing. Really nice right angle. You can do shorter pieces, down to about 4.5, I think is what I had it set at. So anything that goes in there, you can bite down on that thing. Get a nice right angle. I'm gonna get a close up of this and show this to you. This thing, I call these simple tools. Some people tell me they're not that simple. They're pretty complicated, but first of all, I need a leverage and a slide. So there's where you put your rebar in. That piece comes down and pushes between those two chunks of steel bar. And as a matter of fact, well, I'll get you a close-up of it in just a second. So the slide, again, all this is scrap material out of my shop, and I needed this thing. I have bent, I guess 10,000 pieces of rebar in this thing. It's got a good lever on it. The lever, I think it's about 36 inches long. You can really bite down on stuff and get a nice clean bend on it. And this will get you in there a little bit closer. Again, let's see here, get a little bit right there. So you can see this slide is going to be pushed down between these two pieces of steel here. And I'm not pulling that hard. I don't know, 60, 80 pound. Probably ain't that. Maybe 40 pounds of pressure, 40 pounds of pull. This thing works really well. I make these tools, well, to make my life easier. I tell people I love what I do. It's nice to be able to do what you do and make a living at it and enjoy it. That is a big plus. I also tell people, well, first of all, excuse my mess. This place has got to be cleaned up in a couple of weeks because I've got my first classes of the fall coming up. And I've already got several people signed up and ready to go. I know I've told you guys before, I take 3 at a time. And for 2-hour class, 3 at a time. You get plenty of hands-on, maybe 5 minutes of safety, and you're welding. I'll put a welder in your hands. I tell people, most people I can have welding in 5 minutes and running a pretty good bead. Then that gives you about 2 hours of practice. And I promise after 2 hours, you're ready to say, let's take a break. So that's my beautiful workbench. Had the wood filler out. I'm guilty. I've been told I have ADD. I said, I don't care. I use it to my advantage. I keep multiple projects going. And that's just the way I work. The reason the wood filler is out here, I have started a whole batch of new tables. This one over here is just about ready to be the edge sanded. That's what that wood filler is right there. I go around it, clean off the edges. So these are jigsaw puzzle tables, and I've started doing some different shapes. That one's kind of a well, I guess that's a smiley face, but anyway, that's the way the Lichtenberg runs. So you got to go with it. There's a single table, and we're gonna do that one. I'm not gonna pattern it. I like stuff to come out different, just however it does. So there's a 2-piece table, and then I like this shape here. This is gonna be a foyer table, either behind the couch or down the hallway or something. So I think it's about 18, maybe 16 or 18 inches wide, 48 inches long, and I can't wait to put the epoxy to these. I'm also gonna, in this video, show you how I do random bent legs on most of these. And I'll show you how I do that here in just a moment. But again, you wanna get ahead in life? Get your sorry keister out of that bed, off of that couch, away from that video game. Stop watching hours and hours of TV and doing absolutely nothing. Go find something to do. I've got so many projects going on, it is just unbelievable. And I'll show you a couple more of these. And again, I stay that busy. All right, so I'm gonna give you a kind of a demonstration on how I do these square bar legs. I start out at 16 inches long. It doesn't matter if you're 16 1/4, 16 1/2. When I bend these, they're random bent, so I don't have to square them up on the table. I don't have to square the braces. Put them random places, it takes a bunch of steps out of building tables. Roughly inch, it doesn't matter. I like to get close because it gives it a little bit more character. Slide that bar in there. This is all I do. Turn, pull, turn, pull, turn, pull, turn, pull, turn, pull. It can't get any simpler. That is a nice square bar leg. Again, and I got, well, there's 7 tables. 2 of them are gonna be taller. One's gonna be 1 inch round, or excuse me, 1 inch square tubing, and I'll put it in the rolling machine and roll it to fit. But guys, I do this. I get up every morning, well before daylight. You want to get ahead? Get out of the bed. Stay your keister off of that couch. You can't make a dime or a dollar or get ahead in anything if you're sitting there on the couch playing a dumb video game that does absolutely nothing except work out your fingers. Hand-to-eye coordination is probably not going to get you ahead in life. So there's my rant for the morning, I guess. Friday the 13th. All right. So another one of the problems with doing these random bent table legs is they're square, and I can't find square rubber caps to protect from the floor. So when someone buys this, it needs to be protected, or the floor needs to be protected so that they don't chew up the floor. Round rubber caps and a square bar, it ain't a good match. I have tried to stretch them, tried to get the different sizes. One size is too big. This is the right size. This is 1/2 inch round, 1/2 inch square. So another project I'm doing is I have cut this round bar stock. This is 1 3/8 round bar stock. I have scribed it off, cut it in half. This is just to hold it in the saw. That will be moved, and I'll show you this when I'm done with it. It's hard to do videos on what you're doing and how to do it and do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to route out just under a 1/2 inch. I mean, just kind of a cat's whisker right under a 1/2 inch, or excuse me, a 1/4 inch on each side. and I'm gonna route it out a 1/2 inch wide on the milling machine. And I might do a video on that because I can set it up and actually show how that works. But when I put this together, it will be a square hole right dead in the middle. Before I bend these, I don't even know if I'm in the camera, but before I bend these, I can put that in there, slide it in the lathe, and get this turning and turn that square down to 1/2 inch. Then I bend them and make nice legs. That way these rubber caps fit on that square, kind of like a square peg in a round hole. It will fit with a little bit of Foster's Custom Steel. So guys, remember to like, share, and comment. Hey, give me a thumbs up. Let me know where you're from. Don't want your address. Give me a ballpark. I ain't sending you anything. So that's kind of it for the rant of the day. Get your butt up out of that bed. Get off of that couch. Go enjoy life. It's getting by you. Happy Friday the 13th. Remember to give thanks and have a great day.